Hey everybody, this is Mike from Dallas Geek. Say hi, Brad.
Hello.
Nobody cares, Brad. Figured he'd learn, but look at him, he's not gonna learn anything.
He forgets I edit these.
Fix it in post. Wait, no, don't fix that in post. Today we are here with
Ron Perez
and
Mike Wakefield.
cool. And you guys are at Storyrocket.
Storyrocket.com.
Awesome. I'm sorry, Storyrocket.com. Fix that one in post.
It matters.
Yep, smidge. So we've got to talk to you guys over the last couple days quite a bit. Have a pretty good idea of what you guys are doing over at Storyrocket.com. They probably don't though, so you guys are going to be talking to them. So yes, you are going to look at the camera for this one.
Fourth wall action.
Yeah, there we go.
First wall break.
Brad, keep track of the wall breaks. Don't fix it in post. So yeah, I guess do your elevator pitch. What is Storyrocket.com?
You mean?
You guys want to rock, paper, scissors for me?
No, we're good.
Okay.
In essence, Storyrocket is a social platform that connects writers to producers. It gives an opportunity to a writer where an opportunity wouldn't exist. As most writers would know, trying to get to a production company, a network, and try to get your book or script in front of them is virtually impossible for a number of reasons. So the main reason is the reluctance for production companies to accept unsolicited works for just the volume that they would get if they would be known to accept them. So by removing that barrier and having projects self-submitted by writers to the site, it puts them into a database that, depending on the different filters and how they filled out the form, a producer could come in and search through potentially millions of projects and narrow it down to just 5 or 6 projects that truly meet their criteria. And if they like something and contact the writer directly or the agent of the writer directly, there's that opportunity that just wouldn't have existed had they sent that book to that same producer.
Awesome. Yeah, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect description as it's Ron's conception in the first place. So, of course, he describes it very well. You know, I mean, we like to call it like a form of LinkedIn, which I think is a really accurate description of it because it's about connecting those writers to the producers and dealing with the closed system that exists. I was kind of brought into the scenario because, you know, initially we were gearing this more towards screenwriters, of course, because that was the deal. But, you know, we realized like how many books out there have narrative formats, and sometimes it's not even narrative. It could be a lifestyle show channel that, you know, you wrote a great cookbook. Well, that's a TV show, you know. So, you know, that's the other thing is kind of connecting with the authors. And
it's exactly that.
Yeah.
The original concept was opening it up to screenwriters that just don't have this opportunity, because that's my background. But quickly we found out that there's just a much bigger audience of novelists.
Sure.
And virtually, maybe not all, but virtually all would love to see their written novel in a script form and in productions.
Right.
Sure. That's where Michael's been tremendous help.
Oh, he gave you a compliment. That's awesome.
Those are like,
To do those.
I don't pay any money.
okay, comments, attaboys and such, go to the bank account. Yeah.
Do you get the occasional pat on the back?
Occasional pat on the back,
Maybe a fist bump here and there. Hug it out sometimes.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's just for bonuses.
Oh, okay.
That's not. That's the commission.
The website's been around for how long?
All right. Conceptually, the website started forming about 4 years ago. About 3 years ago, we attempted our first programming.
You chuckled when you said attempted.
Yeah. So my background is not technology. My background is production.
Sure.
And script writing, broadcast management, that kind of stuff. So you talk to a few programmers and they'll make it sound like, yeah, it can be done. Yeah, no problem. And then you find out the complexity of. It's not just let's take, forget where you build your own little website, what's it?
Like a Wix or something.
Like a Wix. This is a platform where content is self-submitted and there's messaging. I mean, it takes programmers.
Okay.
So we thought it'd be relatively easy to program, and with as much that went into it, several iterations of getting it started, we realized that this is not something you could outsource and get somebody to finish it, hand it back to you, and get it to work properly. We, after about 8 months, we realized, no, we have to hire our own production team of programmers. And so we've grown to roughly 6, 7 programmers that work full-time on this. So that's why I chuckled that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I straight that chuckle, and I was like, "There's either going to be a funny story, or that's a chuckle out of
Yeah,
like just
frustration. Pain and frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after about a year and a half, we launched at South by Southwest in 2017. And that was more just to launch and see technologically if the site makes sense and works. Then a few months later at BEA, which is actually where we met Michael, we launched again to the writing community. And again, we weren't really pushing the site for membership yet. We're just still, if some people did come on, and that's fantastic, but we still had some learning to do, what agents wanted, what publishers wanted, what writers wanted. And each one of them had to have it work for them, or else it wouldn't work for anybody. And then we launched a soft launch at the Austin Film Festival and Screenwriters Conference last October. Okay. And that was to get from producers why they would or wouldn't use the site to modify some more things on the site. So it's actually, this is our first year of full marketing to try to get to the community.
Okay.
And that's why Michael came on board, so he could speak to the larger publishing community that we weren't that connected to. So
How's he doing so far?
pretty good. Yeah, I saw him for the first time doing the live pitch.
So you got to see, that was the first time I've seen me do
First time, like any,
And a live presentation for the
but like he's been around for how long?
So don't mock me.
So, I mean, to put a context on that, the head office where Ron and I work out of is in Miami, Florida. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. And so then I travel to events
But this
to do what I
is the social media age. You guys can be connected like that.
Well, again,
I'm just trying to put
seeing him live.
Don't mess up my contextuality. That's a solid answer. So you said, like, why? You know, why mess up my contextuality there?
I'm just
Yeah.
it's back and forth, that's all.
Yeah.
You can fix it in post, don't worry.
Fix
Don't
it.
worry.
Basically, I've done events where I go to writing groups. I do webinars quite a bit, things like that. Live ones where this one was live. So it's the first time where all three of us have been at an event where I pitched to a large group of people in the room next door there. So,
Okay.
And kind of like in high school, you get 70% right, it's pass. You did great.
that gets the diploma, you know? So it's fine. There's no shame in that. It's a solid C+.
There you go.
Actually, I really enjoy that part. Like I do two big parts is one, the big events like that, talking to people, and then two, would be like webinars that I do, which are, obviously, online, given the webinar, but, and then occasionally I do actually follow up one-on-ones with authors too, the people who have been to the webinars.
Okay.
So, with my background in publishing, I think I was telling you that yesterday, I've spoken to, at this point, over 1,100 authors on one-on-one situations in the past, 7 years. So
That's a pretty good amount,
Yeah.
especially for a one-on-one.
yeah, one-on-one, over 1,100 easy.
Okay.
And I've read, I don't know how many of their books I've actually read. I go through about a book a week or so.
Ain't nobody got time for that though.
Apparently I do. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, I don't go out. They call me old man Lincoln. Yeah, I'm like the youngest of the crew here, but I'm the least likely to be out after 10. Yeah, so that kind of explains a little bit of that, I guess.
In Miami, nothing starts until about 10 o'clock.
No, I'm like,
I can't understand that about Dallas. Oh my God, 9:30, everything is shutting down.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I've got like a glass of wine and I'm watching Property Brothers at that point. And that's winding it down pretty good. So.
Actually, what Michael just said about having to work through some helping individuals, which actually, by realizing that it's happening, like we thought that filling out a form relatively easy. As you click to the next, and but there are things topics or reasons why you put something into the form might be a little bit foreign or a little bit harder to understand. Actually, the last few months made us create kind of one of those project assistants where it kind of just asks you first question and then you move on to the next, just to make the onboarding of the project much easier. So.
Okay, so you guys are a membership based.
Yeah.
So, how many members are you guys Geek right now?
We're at about 1,200 members.
Okay. Now, are those all writers, or are there writers, producers?
So you can actually sign up to be and claim I'm a writer, I'm a producer, I'm an actor, and so on. So if we told you what in each category we have more than there are total members, because I think we have about 80% of our membership is writers.
Okay.
And then I'd say the rest is production community.
Okay. That's a pretty big disparity in numbers.
It's what you want.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's what you want because this is one of the only times where any kind of submission thing, it's better that there are more of you submitting than not. Like normally, let's say you have a writing contest and you're trying to win.
Sure.
There's 100 people that go, you got a 1 in 100 chance of winning. Sure. You have 200, well, your chance got cut in half, right? This is the opposite of that because the producers that are on there that represent that 20 to 25% of our membership,
Sure.
they want a robust response when they go and do a search. They want to see, they don't just want to see 2 like Westerns when they do the search. They want to see
like
it enough,
50 Westerns. Right, yeah.
Because otherwise they're just like, I don't want to pick 1 or 2. That's not enough for me to really make a decision. I'm just picking up what's there.
Okay.
So this is kind of a unique proposition because normally you're like, oh man, there's too many of that contest. The more people here, actually, the better because it brings in more producers. So it's pretty cool.
So it seems like it very much helps like people kind of get their foot in the door, but it also seems like in terms of like the screenwriting aspect, maybe this would help like independent filmmakers, that kind of stuff. Was that a conscious effort going in, or was that just kind of one of those things where it just kind of perfectly fell into?
You know, it's funny, a little bit of both. The original impetus was to help writers to create an opportunity where it wouldn't normally exist. But you realize for that to happen, it has to be the other side. So the idea was to create a community that opened up the possibility to whatever. We don't get involved in how deals are made, communities are structured. You know, obviously if there's something wrong or legal, we're required to take it down. And one of the things that I'd love to push, you know, as the site grows is collaboratives. You know, like as a collaborative for me, I'll give an example. In Miami, a friend of mine wrote a feature film that I absolutely love. It's called Pretty Boy. And they said, you know, I don't have the budget to produce a feature, but can you narrow this down to 25 pages? And I'm going to do a short film on this.
Okay.
So this is before the site. So now it would live on the site. I'd say, okay, get my director of photography into this group that I'm creating, and we're going to call it the Pretty Boy Production Group. And then get a couple of actors, and we would message through the site on what we're doing, but it's just to find enough people to produce a film. We produced that over 2 weekends for a total budget of $500, because at some point you just say, we got to get something going.
Sure.
You know, you just can't keep saying, I'm going to keep pushing and trying to sell it. And you know, realistically, how many productions books are going to get turned into major motion pictures? Not so many.
Right.
But independent productions, smaller local productions, you know, you get people committed together. That's the idea. Create little collaboratives and get something going.
Okay.
And those are huge because, like, I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is kind of interestingly a hotbed of indie film, mainly because we have Procter & Gamble there and GE, so there's a lot of film there for commercial, and obviously on the weekends that, you know, those same people are then filming, you know, the base stuff, and they work really hard to put all that stuff together. And, you know, we get like, you know, Facebook messages back and forth, like, anybody know a DP? Anybody know a colorist? Like, it just, it goes all back and forth, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
So this is such a streamlined version of that. And you can connect with, you know, the actors and that sort of thing, and it just makes so much sense.
Okay, very cool.
And then one of the big things that we hope to do is, as the membership grows, is to start creating contests, you know, where it could be driven by us, or it could be somebody coming in, let's say, the Romance Writers of America. They want to do a contest to find the next book, and then we have that linked to an independent production company that says, you know, if we get 3,000 entries into this contest, one of these books will get turned into a film. Sure. And those proceeds from the contest go directly to the production company. And so everybody wins. Romance Writers wins for promoting their writers into a production. The production company gets funds from the contest, and, you know, we get more members.
Okay. You guys ready for shameless plug time?
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, so let's break the fourth wall again. Look at the camera. Brad's standing right behind the camera. Wave at Brad. Cool. Where can we find you guys?
www.storyrocket.com. It's free membership, so if you just want to be on the site and see what projects there are, meet other people in the production community or writing community, join. It's free. You can join by just by even pressing the Facebook, join via Facebook. And after that, if you want to post projects, it's really inexpensive. It's $10 a month to post up to 10 books or scripts, or $99 for the year. And so it comes out to $833 a month. So
It's less than hosting fees.
less than hosting fees.
And you got a microsite for each page that you can share through social media or any way you would with a regular website.
And check it out. You can actually, even before you join, you can actually click into a project to see what a project looks like and get an idea if this is something you really want to be a part of. Sure.
And then, as the kids would say, are you guys on the social medias as well?
We are.
We are on the social
You
media.
you can shamelessly plug that too.
Terrible
guys.
at that stuff, so I don't know.
Actually, due to proper SEO practices,
Okay.
if you go to social media on Facebook and you look up Storyrocket, we will pop up first. So
Funny how that works.
look at that, SEO.
Okay, because I don't think we're Storyrocket Web, right? Is that
Storyrocket. If you just type in Storyrocket, we're gonna pop up.
See how little I know.
Yeah. So
And
good.
you're the guy running the show.
Yeah, that's a whole other.
Well, guys, thanks so much for taking the time to sit down with us. It was a real blast. So until next time, I'm Mike. Brad's over there somewhere. Say hi, Brad.
Hello.
Cool.
That's Mike? I thought it was Silent Bob.
No, I don't have to. Sure, man. I just said that there. I used to. Funny story. We'll talk later. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.